Someone was buying little monkeys
What?
in the Beaconsfield services. And I'm so impulsive. I was like, I'm going to have one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a monkey home. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because that's fun.
And did you buy one?
Ends where we lived, there was like, yeah, remember your mum told us about that time you in the VCR.
Wow.
So I in the VCR.
Okay. And right, let's try and unravel this.
I just bashed the flap open.
Yeah.
I was caught having bust in a house, take that stick of butter, and they'd find me behind their sofa, bruv, just smashing it.
By smashing, you mean eating?
Yeah. Whoa.
Gus, you just asked me one of the greatest. I've been asked many questions down the years. You just said to me, "Do I like talking?"
Yeah, that I need to know.
I love talking.
You just love it.
I'm a stand-up comedian. I love chatting. I love nattering. I like just idle bollocks. Like, just it's my favorite thing in the world. Just talking shit and letting things spin until they become things. And I imagine you're the same.
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
But the thing is, not everybody's the same. So, sometimes you say you're a stand-up comedian, so you love talking shit. But then what I didn't realize before I became a stand-up comedian is there's a lot of stand-up comedians, they don't like talking too much.
No.
Do you get what I mean?
I
It's
do.
all very serious. You go in there, you're like, and they're like, shh.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it? And they're kind of like completely different to how they are on stage. I've always found that very odd, how somebody is utterly silent and then wild and then back to silence. Whereas the best gigs are always, for me, the best gigs is when you've got, if my brother comes backstage,
Yes.
then, it's kind of kicking off because he'll be talking absolute shit.
Yes.
And then I'll be there, hopefully other friends. And then you've got, the best gigs when you're doing a big gig and you've got a mate in and you're throwing in jokes that only they will laugh at. That's the bet. And the gigs are going well on top of that. And you're making reference to postmen that only my friend Sam will get. A postman called Benji.
Big ol' Benji. The thing is, when I've seen you do your stuff and you speak so like beautifully and lovingly about your family, I think that's what really caught my eye with you at first. I was like, oh, look how you talk about your brother there. Look at the stories you're telling. Because I think like for me, I didn't really know too much about stand-up. I used to watch people do it and think, yeah, that's funny. Or watch it and think, oh, that's not my thing really.
Yeah.
But when people make references to real life, I just really warm to it. I warm to them.
Yeah.
So that's sick that you say, when you're on stage, you're making these jokes. We do it as well. Like backstage isn't crazy. I've been to some places and backstage is a bit like, whoa, which is a bit mad, mate. Do you even know who she is or he is? Why is his dick out? There's a lot going on, right? But with us, if we're there with 20 pieces of chicken and there's 5 of us just chopping it up, like I enjoy that more than the gigs.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? One of my favorite memories is there's a friend of mine whose name, he's called Adil, fuck it, he won't mind. So we were doing a gig in Sweden and Adil was supporting me in Gothenburg and his girlfriend came to the show and he supported me, did great, and then got wanked off at the back of the room and came back into the room and my brother said, don't let her anywhere near the crisps because he'd seen it all going on. So I can't remember any of the show other than it was fun. But all I remember now is my brother genuinely going, don't let her near the crisps. That's my only memory of the first time I did a gig in Sweden, was my brother protecting the Doritos from this girl that had just beat off her. That in a loving relationship, nothing wrong, just really proud of her fella, thought she'd wank him off at the end of the gig.
Just in the back?
She was in the back of the theatre, yeah. Which says a lot. I mean, clearly the gig was going all right because nobody could hear, or hear my brother go, Jesus fucking Christ.
Keep them away from the walkers. But that is wild.
Yeah.
I've got a lot to ask about Adil, man.
Mm-hmm. Adil, yeah, my mate from Sweden. Good egg. Funny.
I'm just getting blasted off at the back of the gig. No, that's my first thing is, there's a lot of questions I have to ask about Adil.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming Adil is a brother of colour.
Yes, yeah.
Do you know what specifically his background is?
I think Pakistani.
You say there's a Pakistani brother at the back of the gig just getting ta-ta-ka-toy-ta-ka-ta. This is haram on many levels.
Yeah, I mean, do you know, I didn't get any of that, but the rhythm of it felt great.
This is what was going on in the back of your gig. Whilst you're there, people are paid to come and see you. Adil's getting at the back of the gig.
But I wasn't listening out to "Badoink." I was just concentrating on my gig, and possibly I was thinking, well, this is what a Swedish audience sounds like. There's a ha ha badoink like that. So I thought, well, someone's just wearing braces or something. Anyways, let's so I'm super excited about doing this with you.
Thank you,
because
bro.
the point of this show is basically to talk about things that make you tick, things that you adore.
Okay.
I have no idea what you're going to put into the box, but I'm very, very excited. So what is the first thing?
Do you know what? I feel like I've already got this wrong. Yeah.
Why?
Because some of the things I've put in there are specific memories, yeah? So I was like, let me take Russ on a little journey of
Happy.
things that I still haven't processed myself. I
Fine.
don't understand. And then there's like the more well-rounded, important things to me as an individual. And so like
Don't worry, you don't have to justify it. It's,
no, I have to. Because now you got Asian friends getting wanked off at the back of gigs. I'm worried about what's... Now this is a little bit weird, the things I'm going to say. And I don't want people to associate Russell Howard with strange Pakistani friends.
yeah.
And this is about to go down.
Okay, let's do it.
So the first thing I would like to bring to your attention is something that I'm reminded about often at family parties by my mum at least every 3 months, sometimes by my sisters, nieces and nephews who I'm very close to. They're like in their early 20s now, who are like, yeah, you're that weird guy. And the reason why they say I'm that weird guy is that at a very early age, a lot of people in the streets where we lived and the ends where we lived, there was like, yeah, remember your mom told us about that time you pissed in the VCR.
Wow.
So I pissed in the VCR.
Okay, and right, let's try and unravel this.
Yeah. I don't feel very comfortable talking about it, but I thought you're my guy, so I talk about it.
Absolutely. So you're putting it in the box to get rid of it. You want
Yeah.
you want to get rid of the memory.
Maybe get rid of. Maybe you help me process what was going on.
How? So you're 8.
I was around 6 to 8 years old.
Okay, fine. Now, I'm trying to put myself in the mindset. I remember when I was 6, I watched Planet of the Apes, and it really scared me.
I'm sure.
And I found it just randomly in the VCR, and I was very scared.
Well, because you thought there was real monkeys out there, like
I
monkeys.
just suddenly just seeing like a gorilla on a horse chasing men. Like when I was 6, I was
Changed
like,
your world, didn't it?
oh, what is going on here? And had I been able to smash and break the VCR then, I would have done it. And what I'm trying to figure out is maybe you'd see something that freaked you out and you had to destroy the VCR.
I did see some white stuff on the VCR.
What did you see? And this is the days of tracking. Remember when you used to get your fingers out to try and get the crackles on the top of the screen to try and get rid of those?
There was a lot going on. I remember people were very angry when there wasn't sellotape and you didn't stick a piece of paper in the front of the VHS because then you couldn't record on it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people was
yeah.
trying to do you remember them days?
I do.
So
yeah.
maybe there was some associated stress with maybe I'd got rid of all the sellotape because I was obsessed with sellotape when I was a kid.
Right, okay.
I used to wrap it around trees, bruv.
Whoa, okay.
And my mom used to be angry with me because it's like, why are you doing this, kid? This is...
Is that how your mum said it?
Yeah, like, why are you doing this? There's a lot going on. So I was just be running around, wrapping things, and I encourage everybody else, all the other kids, my mates and stuff, from the ends, to do the same thing. So basically on our street, there's a lot of things wrapped.
Yeah.
Gates and that.
Yeah.
You know, like, the gates.
Yeah, some poor kid. Is he a mummy? No, he just hung out near Guz. So when did you first realise, and we'll get back to the pissing in the VCR, but when did you first look at a tree and think, I'm wrapping that? Like,
because like they seem a bit... I always thought they were
do you watch Spring Watch and get a bit edgy and find yourself thinking that needs plastic?
Nah, you know what? I always thought trees were aggressive. You know, people say like, oh, trees are nice.
Yeah.
Sit under a tree, sustenance,
Yeah.
shade,
Yes.
maybe apples.
Yeah.
I was like, this is looking like a prick. Like the tree was, it's big,
Yeah.
it's taking up space.
Yeah.
We had one in our garden that somebody had planted, no one wanted it. So maybe that's what it is. Early family memories where no one really liked trees.
Wow. So but I love that because I went through a stage when I was a kid and I can't quite explain it. It stopped when my dad caught me, but I used to get up at like 3 in the morning and I put like toilet paper into the toaster to see, just how much I could burn. And my dad came down, like one day, 3 in the morning, and I had a fucking roll of the stuff in there just burning away. And he went absolutely, and it's sort of, this is the 80s, so it's fine, but it's the first time I've ever don't know if you've ever been slapped by a naked man.
Nah, not naked.
So my dad's like naked. He's, what the fuck are you doing? Huh? Burning the toast. Whack! Like that. Very odd experience.
Was it kitchen roll or toilet roll?
It was kitchen roll by the time he caught me.
Kitchen roll goes up, you know.
So it goes
Yeah,
up.
it
But it
goes
was.
up, bro.
But you know when you sort of look back at your childhood and you go, I have no idea. But I didn't even have an alarm clock. But I would like will myself awake, and then creep downstairs to our house, and just think I'm gonna like that. Thank God I got caught. Otherwise I'd have moved on the sofas. But do you know what I mean? It's that weird. But there's no way of like figuring out other than like oddly being a comedian. Now you're like, well, of course that's the kind of thing a comedian would do, and it's about the ignition and trying to do something. And clearly he wanted to ignite something in his soul, and clearly,
yes, artistically.
and you could sort of. You could analyse it 1,000 ways, but let's not muck around. We're both weird kids.
Yeah, we
You're sellotaping a tree. Your poor mum must have been looking at you going, what am I going to do with this kid?
No, very much so. And
The other boys are reading.
they're reading. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're even reading. But you know, footy and that, which we used to get involved in that stuff. But then I would get obsessed with something. I was like, I'm gonna fuck that tree up. On the way to school, I'd be like, I'm gonna fuck that tree. And then sometimes I used to steal sellotape from school. I used to steal that.
Yeah.
2 Pritt sticks on the sellotape, and on the way back home, I'd be like, lads, I'm gonna fucking wrap that tree.
And did any of your mates ever go, I don't know, mate, should we just not talk to girls?
Okay, so there's another thing now you have me unpack it. I remember at an early age always being known as a bad influence.
Okay.
But in the context of the things that was going on, I don't think wrapping trees in sellotape is the worst thing that you could be the ringleader of.
Mate, that would be a palate cleanser in Top Boy. like, do you know what I mean? It's like... Can you...
The shame.
Yeah.
Got them keys. Yeah, but I've got to wrap this tree.
Exactly.
Got to wrap them trees.
Where's Guz? He's down Ryman's. He's got a load of Post-it notes. He's going to fuck up a hedge. But it is weird. It's a bad influence because it's so strange that if I was the mum or the dad of a son and my son's mate, you know, you go, oh, so what have you been up to, Guz? And just little yous, they're going, I quite like sellotaping trees. You'd be like, this is how it begins. Genuinely, he'll throw a goat at Buckingham Palace. But it's, do you know,
you know what?
Okay.
If you told someone in Cov, because just last week I saw him in the Buckingham Palace, he dashed a goat.
Yeah.
At one of the men in the hats.
Yes.
They'd be like, yeah, he's probably done that.
Yeah. But that being said, it would be a bloody good computer game.
That would be a good game.
Instead of Angry Birds, where you've got to throw various animals at the hats of the guards outside Buckingham Palace.
Angry Birds, dash a goat. Dash a goat that would get downloaded quick.
Is dash means throw?
To throw.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the etymology of that? Fuck, could I have sounded any whiter?
No.
But tell me, what's
it's an incredible word with a profound answer.
Yeah.
The first time I ever heard dash was, you know, them big, thick, fuck off stones.
Yeah.
Smooth one, pebbles.
Yeah.
And they were dashing them through someone's window.
Oh.
Like top bins with them. Some people are really good at it.
Yeah.
So you get a top bin with a foot is like, oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
Then man could like, look at that window on the 6th floor. And then, like that, the whole window would shatter. And someone would stick their head out and say, you fucking bastard.
So, and they're right.
They're right.
But, so were you a tearaway, or were you just, like, imaginative and weird?
Yeah, go on.
No, because you're sort of painting an image where it's sort of, I don't know, I can just imagine, like, you strike me as somebody that was probably a bit ADHD. There's lots going on. Your brain is working at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But I'm thinking about your teacher, because also you have clear respect for elders. And that's what's fascinating.
Yeah.
So you have your missus, you're a mom, you're a sir, you're very gentle. And yet there's this underbelly of fucking weirdness.
Weirdness, madness. Like, I tell you what else I used to get in a lot of trouble for. You know, whenever there was a mini revolution in school, there was always mini revolution.
Right.
All the time. Yeah. It was like an Arab Spring every single week.
Yeah.
Like in the canteen. Like, they used to do this thing called Australian crunchies. Do you ever have them at school, Australian crunchies?
No, what's that?
It's like a shit dessert that they used to do, yeah?
I thought it was like when you sort of like a wrestling move.
No. It was a food. It was a food item. And it wasn't even my beef. I didn't even mind the Australian crunchies. But one of my mates was like, I can't take this shit no more. And the dinner lady would be like, you'll have what you're fucking gonna have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember them days where people didn't care about swearing? There was no child safety or nothing like that.
Yeah.
You'll have what you're having, you little prick.
Yeah.
So she very aggressively gave the Australian crunchie to him. He looked at me and I was like, and he meant that to dash it at her. So he dashed the Australian crunchie at her. Someone came in behind him, took the whole tray, dashed it towards the dinner lady and the dinner men. We had bare dinner men in our school,
Yeah.
which everyone used to put pressure on them for. Like, why are you a dinner man for? Leave me alone. I'm just trying to do my job.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that got through. And I was the one who got pulled into the head teacher's office. Oh, you instigated that.
That's so interesting.
All I did was nod.
All you did was the eyes.
Yeah.
So were you the ringleader? Were you the sort of Svengali figure?
But not necessarily because I wanted to be. Like, I don't, even now, people are like, oh, I heard that happen there. I bet Guz was there. Guz was there, but Guz was eating his rap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't at the, I didn't push him. I didn't push him off the
Yeah.
bridge. I was just viewing what happened.
But were you able? So were you a funny kid? Was all this going on, and you were just telling stories about the funny things that had happened?
Yeah, a little bit. Also, like I can't help stick my nose in, especially if it's someone I like. So now if you message me and say, Guz, I'm in Sweden, Adil's getting bashed.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to happen. I'd feel a personal impulse that I need to go to Adil and say, Adil, you shouldn't have got whacked.
But he wanted to, and she wanted to.
They wanted to, but like it was your thing.
Yeah, but I'm happy.
But if you weren't, I'm saying if you weren't happy,
yeah,
you were like,
sure.
it really threw me off. I was at the
Oh,
middle
yeah,
of a
if I'd have-
punchline and Adil's going, hi, then I would be like, Adil, you should have done that, bro.
Oh, had I have known it was going on, absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying? I would be like, Adil, we shouldn't have done that. And I think
But I
maybe-
don't know a realm in which anybody goes up. Let's say you're a young musician, you're supporting Tom Jones, and you walk up and Tom's just, what, doing his sort of voice exercises, getting ready, and you're like, oh, do you mind if my girlfriend wanks me off? I'd rather not. There's no way in which I would have gone yes. But the very fact that it happened, and it was so normal, and they were so fine with it. It was just the crisp. The crisp was the story. But let's get back to the VCR.
Yeah.
So what happened to the VCR? So that you were known to your relatives and your young mates as the little boy that had weed in the VCR.
Yeah, my mum.
Which sounds like an update of The Boy That Cried Wolf, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Beware the kid that pissed in the VCR. Can you remember what you watched?
I can't. You know what? I can't even remember anything being on apart from. Do you remember when you press the on button and it would go, and something would settle?
Yeah.
It was a tape, and
Yeah.
then I just remember visually. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it," and I just bashed the flap open,
Yeah.
and I've
You
just
peed in it.
pissed it. And then, okay, here's a
Well,
mad
you
thing.
must have been terrified of your mum or your dad found it out.
But I didn't.
How did everyone find out?
Why it didn't work?
And
it was
okay,
wet.
Sure. Okay, sure. So
It didn't work. It was wet.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then someone was like, what was happening here? And I was there like, fuck it, I'm about to firms it and tell the truth. I was like, Mom, I did a pshab in it. Pshab means piss. And I
Yeah.
remember looking at me thinking,
I'm gonna have to get rid of this
Get-
one. Yeah.
from the world.
Mate.
Not just from the house, from the world. I'm going to kill this motherfucker and bury him. Yeah? I remember thinking that. And
What
always
is that moment like when you're 8 years old and you say the reason the VCR isn't working is because I've urinated it, Mum?
Okay,
Like-
I want to change my mind. I think I was 6.
Okay.
'Cause I remember by 8, think life was a lot more serious. So I want to say this might be 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in that, that cusp of like, I remember the thing I was most impressed with when I pissed in it. It started smoking,
Yeah.
right? And so for
And you thought I'm a dragon.
I thought my piss could smoke.
Yeah.
I had smoking piss,
Yeah.
and in my head for a minute I was like, "This is magical. I need to,
It's so.
I need to show somebody."
But
about
it's
this.
the fact that you told the truth. That's what's mesmerizing. It's
Yeah, I was always truthful.
yeah.
Bro, I was always even now. This is what gets me into a bit of trouble nowadays. It's really like, oh, what was that like in 2010? And I can't really. I have to tell the truth,
Mm,
which is, I think is also from my mum.
right.
She's like, "You're gonna fuck about."
So what did your mum do then? What was the repercussions of that?
She threw it at me,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is completely fair.
Oh, you can. I mean, that you've done all right. If that's the worst thing that
She
happens,
threw it. It was heavy.
Yeah, yeah, sure, but
He
you've
hit
earned
me in the
that.
shoulder.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
fine.
I don't say anything negative about the situation because I pissed. She was
She
a
pissed
single
in the
mom, and
VCR.
I pissed her VCR and I broke it. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And
I
they
know.
were
I've never been more certain of yes. I know exactly what you mean.
so she threw it at me. But I never piss again in one. I tell you something crazy. I tell you something crazy.
It better not involve the DVD player.
No, it was an Xbox.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuff.
not me this time. You know who pissed in the Xbox?
What?
My
Who?
son.
Yes. Okay.
Swear down. Not in it. On top of it,
How old?
he was 3.
That's fine. Three
It's
and six.
different, ain't it?
Yeah, 3 and 6 is. There's a world of difference.
Why is it? Maybe he'd heard at 3. Oh, your dad's the VHS guy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, fuck it, I'll be the Xbox guy.
But was there part of you when your son peed on the Xbox that you
Was a
sort
bit
of felt
proud.
like lifting him up like Simba?
I was a bit, no, I was a bit proud. I was like, yes, this is in the genes. Then there was some way for me to connect it back to my mom. Was like, this is in the blood.
Did you tell your mum?
Yeah.
That's funny. And so presumably, this is the world that grandparents exist in. I bet you she smiled and laughed.
Oh, she thought it was lovely.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that
She-
funny? Yeah,
She
yeah,
said,
yeah.
"Well, why is this bullshit?"
Yeah.
She did think it was wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. There's no way she's going to throw it.
And you know how she said? Don't tell anybody, just keep it between us.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas her, she told everyone in CV2, CV3, CV6. Everyone, forget comedy. Everyone, oh, pissies here.
So hang on a minute. So when you burst through and you're doing Man Like Mobeen, you're doing Live at the Apollo, you're doing gigs, presumably when you were gigging in that first walk when you walked on stage at Coventry to the homecoming gig, like you've got to get to the mic quick before pissing, before like, do you know what I mean? Suddenly there's VCRs landed. It's like fucking radio rental. Like that.
It's true, bro. The thing is, there was so much in Cov specifically. That wasn't even a gig. That was just a chat to
Yeah.
like, bare people that were in the audience. So you're right in terms of like the things that I was worried about when I first walked out there. Any number of stories, but this is why I still love Cov. This is why I don't flip and leave,
Yeah.
because it feels like no one's worried about what's your next project.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's just like fucking sellotape trees here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
But no, absolutely. But I think that's what's so funny about you, that it's sort of that thing of it's you're nostalgic and current all at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
sort of that weird thing of, and it's all about this sort of scrapes that everyone has. It's sort of like, feels like a Streets album. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, do you hear what happened at the Chippy? Like, do you know what I mean? Do you hear what happened down the field? Oh, flipping out. Do you hear about, like, it's those mad stories from the areas that we all kind of hung out as kids. And it feels like you've still got those, or you're at school, or that. I think that's your sort of secret. Do you talk about sort of politics on stage or anything like that? Or is it still sort of like, I always think of like young Billy Connolly when I think of you, but is it that thing of like you're specifically stay within that world? Or do you feel like, oh, I fancy chatting about Rishi Sunak, or I fancy chatting about Boris Johnson or whatever?
Bro, this is a really good thing. It depends. Like, I still don't really know how to craft like a set.
Right.
So sometimes I'll go out there and there's this stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, politically I want to say this. But
Yeah.
I think there's responsibility. And it's really weird because I've been doing this like, I want to say about 7-8 years where it was like, okay, this might be something, right? And I always felt like, just like I speak authored from Cov, yeah?
Yeah.
And what my life is like oh, yeah, this is how we also feel amongst our friendship circle and our mates about things
Yeah.
geopolitically or politically.
Yeah.
So I do try to, but sometimes like that's the plan when I go out on stage and I'll do it. And then sometimes it just melts into like chaos where
Yeah.
I'm just with the audience. And so like, it depends. There's stuff I do want to say. And then, but also I'm like, which is a shame because like, I always feel like we're sitting here now. Someone might watch this podcast and they'll be like, oh yeah, I bet Guz thinks this about this thing, right? Just
Right.
because people draw like these assumptions about who you are, the way you look, where you're from.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like, yeah, but in my friendship circle, bro, they're so varied. Like when I talk about someone using a racial word that they shouldn't be using, I'll have friends who are white, black, and Asian being like, what are you being a fanny for, man?
Yeah.
Just leave them alone. Where we come to work and we're like, yeah, we have to take certain stances against
Yeah. Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
things that be. But for them lot, they're in Cov right now. They couldn't give a shit. They're calling each other all kinds of crazy stuff every day of the week. I'm stood there right in the middle of it, and like in and amongst that moment, I'm like, I don't know, even they're not offended. It's
Yeah.
love and it's affection. Whereas when we're at work, when you go out on stage, I feel a little bit obliged to be like, no, hold on a minute. That's not right. It's better to do that. So that's the two worlds that I'm stuck in, really.
Yeah, but I think that's what makes you so fascinating. That it feels like it's. I often think whenever I do like gigs in foreign countries, you get that kind of street level knowledge.
Yeah.
Where like if you're doing a gig in Portugal, you kind of, if you were to look at Portugal from afar, you'd say Cristiano Ronaldo. You might say those custard tarts, those pastas de natas. But then when you kind of actually spend time with the locals, then you find out the way that they've got a thing called fado, which is kind of like soulful, sad music about the sea. And it's, you know, you sort of look at the Portuguese and your brain feels like it should be like, but the music is, and yet the food's beautiful, the weather's incredible, like everyone's attractive, it's lovely, and then, and you're like, how the fuck are you mopey? And then how does dance music come out of Manchester? Like,
Yes.
but the point I'm making, it's when you get those little sort of connections where your brain is able, but it comes from that walking about and then having a chat rather than textbook comedy where you go, well, the population of Portugal is this and da-da-da. You know. Anyways, we're drifting. What's the next thing you want to put in the box?
The next thing is more childhood. Bro, you're saying some stuff. Just think about what you're saying. This is deep. You're a deep guy.
Well, you know, I'm deep and shallow all at the same time.
I'm going to charge that electric car for an hour and a half, which I hate. And I'll be thinking about the things that you say.
You're going to charge an electric car for an hour and a half?
Yeah, because this is a lie as well as a fallacy, brother. They said that England is ready for electric cars in 2030.
Yeah.
Fucking one charger is working in the whole of London today, which is over-exaggeration, but it feels like that.
But if you're coming down the M40?
I came down the M4.
Yeah, there's Beaconsfield services.
I knew you was going to say it.
Yeah.
Now you know what you're... Listen, you know what you're saying, because that's a bad boy services as well.
It's frightening, isn't it? I mean, there's a pub there. Isn't that mad? Like, do you know what I mean? At a service station, there's a pub. Who's stopping off for a pint?
You know that...
Do you know what there is also? And I'm not kidding you with that. There's an arcade. There's racing machines for cars. So someone's getting off at a service station and then going, do you know, I fancy a go on Grand Theft Auto.
They're having a Raz.
Yeah.
Just the maddest thing I saw there. I was charging the car there, and in the corner, so there's usually like police. There's always like I don't even think there's police there, but they just leave a van there. I think just to scare people.
Right.
The police. In the far corner, I've seen I've seen people rushing about and funny noise. Someone was swapping, like someone was buying little monkeys.
What?
In the Beaconsfield services. Because I went over, I was like, what's going on here? And I'm so impulsive, I was like, I'm going to have one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a monkey home. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because that's fun. When I got home, just some people want to take Kinder Surprise home. My kids are dead used to too much stupid shit. I'm like, if I go home with a monkey from the service station.
Best dad ever.
Oh, this is incredible. I'll wake them all up. It was 3 a.m. I'll wake them all up.
Yeah.
So
well, you won't just be you. The monkey will wake them up too.
This is true. 6 little ones. With the furry ears.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what
Howler monkeys, yeah.
That's what they were just getting bought there in the fucking service.
And did you buy one?
No, because I was like, this is a step too far. Because, you know, I was worried. What if
Hang on. So you ran over going, I'm going to get a monkey. And then you went, whoa, Jesus.
Because, you know, sometimes because I saw how fast they were stressed because one had got away.
Right.
So now it's fucking about. It's on the...
It's fucking about.
The monkey's fucking about. Like, and I was thinking like, oh, that's too quick for 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, if you bring something that's objectively much slower,
yeah.
or here's a dog,
yeah.
like, it's a bit easy to be like, oh, come here, dog. What if it just burst in the room and shag my wife? Like, it's mad. Did you know, like, not her body, but her ear, because they're little. If it's just, she'll never forgive me.
No. I mean, it'd be a fucking great episode of Police Camera Action.
Sorry, bro.
Here's guys at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, then they sort of do your heat map, excitedly driving home to give the monkey to his children. And there's just you screaming, I've got a monkey for my kids. And then suddenly, the worst thing imaginable could happen. Will the Khan family... Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, bro. I took you off topic. This is who I am as a person. I want to apologise. I'm wasting your time.
You don't have to. What are you talking about? Like, how would I... You can't apologise to somebody that's told a story about nearly buying a monkey at Beaconsfield services. Just when I think that service station can't offer any more, it turns out you go there at the right time, people are selling apes. Like, can you imagine that?
Imagine what a 6-year-old you would have thought.
Mate, a 6-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 43-year-old. I see a guy selling monkeys at a service station. I don't know if I've got your decorum to pull out of that deal.
You would have took it.
Mate, I'd have got 5 of them and had a 5. I'd have had a 5-a-side team. Can you imagine that? 5 monkeys to defend your lair. They'd have been riding my dog.
Planning on the hips all over
Yeah,
again.
absolutely. No, I've always had a... Yeah, it's sort of that thing, isn't it? Of like when Michael Jackson had Bubbles. I think we all had the idea, didn't we? Of like, did you have that, Dan, when you were younger? Like, of just having like a sort of a monkey mate.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah, man. But the idea that you could buy it, and Beaconsfield Services is upmarket. You wouldn't. So the chances are it's not going to be sort of a scrawny monkey. That's going to be top shelf.
Top hat.
Yeah, top hat. Yeah.
Top hat monkeys in the Beaconsfield.
I like the idea that they're bartering, and then there's people quite well to do on their way to Oxford going, well, can it roller skate or? Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to buy a 2 a penny monkey. Can this monkey and the monkey's juggling trying to win a home? Fuck it up. But imagine that and somebody just kind of go, no, just turning it down. It's just like that. Fucking hell. So I can't remember what we were talking about. It was about, it was the second thing you wanted to put in the box.
Oh, yes. Yes, you're right.
What was it?
It was, I used to also have a thing, which I think is definitely connected to some kind of trauma.
Okay.
Where I would... So you can call it break into the neighbour's house, but it's not really breaking because they like me.
Right.
So is that really breaking in?
Well, it's a good point, actually. Yeah.
It's not like that. You can't really break in, can you?
Technically, I've broken into a house to play an Xbox, but it was my mates, and they liked me.
And mum and dad knew you.
Mum and dad knew me.
That's not breaking.
Yeah, they tried. They didn't know that I was there, and then they burst into the bedroom and tried to attack me with a clothes horse.
Oh.
Because I was there. But it was fine. It was like, why didn't you say anything? Come on. And then we played Pro.
And they didn't call the police. They didn't think of it as a break-in.
No, because I just jumped through Burnsy's window, so it was fine.
So, look, so in that same vein,
yeah,
I would enter my neighbour's house, yeah, and they had a stick of butter. I don't know why we never had stick of butter in our house. You know, with the foil.
Yes.
So you Yes.
We
had just the
sort of granddad butter. Your granddad would normally have like old-fashioned proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like this, and it was very creamy. We only had the tub stuff in our house, but on several occasions,
butterly stuff like that.
This kind of things. I was caught having bust in a house. I can't remember how I used to get in the house, but I used to get in the house. Take that stick of butter, and they'd find me behind their sofa, bruv, just fucking smashing it.
Eating what? And
down to half.
By smashing, you mean eating?
Yeah. Whoa.
I don't know. I don't know where that's going. But smashing means different things. So you were eating butter.
Yeah, for clarity, now you said that, I was not fucking butter in the neighbour's house.
I was just eating it. I'm not weird.
I'm not, no, exactly. I was doing, but I remember getting in so much trouble. And one was like, you're breaking in the house.
How old?
Young again, 5, 6.
Wow.
5, 6. But I was obsessed with this creamy butter stick.
So you were just eating, like...
Nothing with it, bro.
Just butter.
Because when my sister came, Big Mills, yeah? A.K.A. Mad Mills. Mad Mills was like, what the fuck are you doing behind this sofa? Sometimes there'd be fluff on the butter, and I'd still be smashing it. Because I snuck it behind it.
Honestly, it's a miracle that your mum
didn't put me for adoption.
It really is.
Yeah, no,
like when you
she's
consider,
a good woman.
She's an incredible woman.
She's an amazing woman.
But I remember as a young kid, I would every so often I'd look at cat food, and sure there'd be a hankering, but I would never eat it. But I imagined eating it because it always looked quite nice. But I can't imagine looking at butter, sort of thinking, I need that and only that.
Can I remember a very specific memory? When the first time I got caught, and obviously I started crying and that. Covered in butter, very slippery, so she couldn't even drag me out of the house. No, she couldn't even drag me. Mum was trying to drag me, and that kept going out of her hand like.
It's the perfect crime when you think about it like that. Yeah. but what does she do? I mean, she must have been speechless.
She was so.
It's so mad.
And you know what's crazy as well? For her, bless her, you're talking about her husband passed away when I was 3, so my dad passed away when I was 3.
Right.
She's got 2 older daughters, Mills and Shady, who are 10 and 11 years older than me. So technically, I don't even think I was supposed to be there. She had her plan. She had 2 very sensible young ladies in her life.
Yeah.
And now, oh, butter shagger is what you've made me sound like.
No,
but,
no.
but you know what I'm saying? Butter muncher is there in a neighbour's house. She couldn't figure it out, man. She couldn't figure it out. And I remember the first thing
But
I
how
said.
could you?
No, she couldn't. And I remember.
What does that possibly mean? Like, you could try and unravel that for years.
Because for the first thing, like, she was embarrassed. She was like, we got butter here. And I was like, this is not the right butter.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? In my eyes, like, it's not the right butter. Yeah. And I think in her head, she's like, oh, fucking get that butter. And then if you weird prick, you want to eat it, just eat it here. But if she got the butter, she's giving in to the thief.
So she never got you the butter?
No.
So do you ever have that butter now?
No, I sacked it off.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with VCRs and I don't fuck with them butter sticks. Because bad memories.
But do you feel that... What?
Now, sometimes I see them in a... I'm like,
does it make you laugh, or does it make you just go? Yeah.
like,
Does it bring home shame, or does it bring home? Presumably now there's enough space where it's hilarious, but presumably there are moments. Let's say you're 17, you're walking around Cov, and your brain goes, "Remember the time you pissed in the VCR, you lunatic?" And you're like, "All right, get out, not you. Do you want some butter, you mad fuck?" No, but that's what I mean.
No, a little bit. I suppose I'm very confused.
Yeah.
Because in ways, it's absolutely who I am. But then in other ways, it's the polar opposite. I suppose because when we got to early teens, things started getting really rough.
Right.
So all the, I suppose, weird innocence of eating butter behind your neighbour's sofa was gone.
When you say they got tough, what do you mean?
Fights, people getting arrested. They said, I don't even know if you could put it in this podcast, but I remember being 15 now, yeah? One of my best mates, I was going to say his name, I can't say his name. But anyway, this is a white, working class British boy, yeah? He's one of my best mates. Rough house. Mum was wicked, but she had substance abuse issues and stuff like that. So anyway, he's come running in at lunchtime. I had an Umbro bag. Do you remember the Umbro bag where it was embossed, yeah?
Yeah.
So I've had the Umbro bag. Now, he's come running in. He's got blood on his hands.
Right.
He's followed by a very good family friend of mine who didn't go to our school. He's a bit older. Very good family friend of mine. So I've seen them two now. Like, you know, at lunchtime, they've jumped over everyone. They've been involved in an armed robbery. No one got majorly injured, but somebody had chopped them on the way out. They'd tried to do something. We were young, bro, like 14, 15, yeah?
Right.
Year 9, year 10.
Yeah.
And I remember in that moment, everyone was like running away from Tez because it's like, oh, Terry, I can't. I remember running forward and being like, just give me. So I took it, put it in my Umbro bag. It had a zip at the bottom, had that flat bit. And then teachers have found out what happened, but they've legged it. Them two have legged it. And then all afternoon, they're doing bag searches. And I remember that afternoon, like, it went from stupid shit like, let's put sellotape around the trees, to my mates getting in trouble, like really serious trouble.
Yeah.
And so I found out who my mates were that afternoon.
Yeah.
Because they were doing like really rigorous bag searches. Because some kid, not that I'm saying anything bad, they were just telling the truth. They're like, oh, he gave the knife to somebody.
Yeah.
So that afternoon, I remember I was sweating it like, oh, bruv, like, who's going to back me here? So when they check my bag, there'll be nothing in there. And I remember I asked, like, it felt like I asked the whole school, but I must have asked like 50, 60 people in it, like across the 3 classrooms that we're in. And only 2 people were like, yeah, when they come, I'll have it. So I think in a space of a very short space of time, it went from like really, really fun, stupid, daft, why is he climbing there? Oh, he fell off that thing and broke his leg, to this kind of stuff, I think.
And was there like an instant moment when you realised, oh, this is not for me, this is just a waste of my life to kind of pursue this?
I would love to say yeah. The only thing I felt really tied into, which is from my mum again, because she's such an important person in all of our lives, the whole family, like, to be honest with neighbours and stuff like that as well. She was super loyal. She was loyal to the point that it used to get her in trouble sometimes.
Right.
It get her headache. She'd be out there arguing with this person, that person. Oh, fuck, you smash your windows, mate. It's not even her beef. And I think that really stuck with me that, oh, if you want to be sick, like my old dear, like, proper top tier, you gotta be loyal. So it probably got me into more trouble.
Right. So when do you go from being kind of a troubled youth to a major comedic voice?
Don't say all that.
But it's the truth. It's sort of like, but it's. I mean, because that's the thing, isn't it? Like, you know, I've got a friend of mine that's involved with a knife crime charity.
Yeah.
And I've spoke to him quite a lot, and you sort of think this, like, his charity basically tries to talk to vulnerable kids.
Yeah.
That because his son was stabbed and killed, so he's trying to talk to those kids, and I've met some of them, and they're funny because they
funny,
have
bro.
to be funny
Yeah.
because they are comedy as a currency.
Yeah.
That gets you out of fights.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, nothing gets you out of a fight quicker if you're not strong than being funny.
100%.
And then suddenly you're away. And I've sort of often thought that there's great stand-up comedians in those worlds, but then you kind of watch, you know, I sort of see the work that he's doing with the charity, and then I think about someone like you that was clearly in that world, or certainly adjacent to that world, seeing that world. My point being, it looks from the outside so difficult to get out of that trap, bubble, whatever you want to call it. The sort of the temerity to say you're a comedian, even from my world, was like, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. What the fuck off?
Yeah.
It was so, you know, ridiculous. So I'm imagining from your world, it must have just been even harder. And that, I guess that's what I'm interested in. How do you go from that world to like making online videos?
It was so crazy, bro, that I can't really chart it, bro.
Right.
And that's why I wish I had a better answer for now. What's wicked is someone watches a show like Like Mobeen, yeah?
Yeah.
And they're like, bro, I want to do that not now.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, you want to take that energy that
Yeah.
they've got, that I want to make that television show now.
Yeah.
Get the cameras up, yeah?
Yeah.
15, 16, 14, 12, however old they are. And then I'm like, yeah, but it takes a little bit longer, bro. Someone's got to listen to it and then see it. And where I can help, I'll try. But like, I want to say the biggest probably blessing that I've had in my life is really like wicked mum and two sisters. But then my mates. So my two best mates now that I've had for over 20 years, while into it is Barry and Lumble. Yeah. Now Barry and Lumble, if like someone goes on my social media, they'll see them. If I'm at a gig, they'll see them. People are like, you worked with that. Are you still friends with that person? I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with them, but I can tell you about Barry and Lumble.
Yeah.
And I remember them saying, you have always used this comedy from when we were kids, just like you said, bro, to stop us getting our asses kicked. Something's really pressureful. Someone's getting aggy here. Like, I'll say some stupid shit and then everything's diffused. I remember we got to like 29, 30, bro, which is when I started this.
Oh, was it really? Wow.
Yeah, it was that late. And
Wow.
Barry's like, oh, you're still funny, innit? Like it's like a tick sheet. You're still funny. Good. Like, let's just try something. Let's try stand up. And it was WhatsApp messages that we were sending. We always used to send funny videos, stuff that probably get cancelled now. But like back and forth, just ripping each other in groups or whatever. And I remember thinking, oh yeah, let's try it. And it went online.
Yeah.
But it is not, bro, Russell, there's nothing like.
There was no career plan. There was nothing.
This is our time, guys.
Yeah.
Seize the moment.
Yeah.
It was all
Fun.
yeah, bro. And so like I remember West, it's a little thing might be a little thing to the rest of the world, but when I knew, I was like, oh shit, this has gone outside of 25 people seeing this funny thing.
Yeah.
West Midlands News. There's a man called, I think his name is Makili Paduano, bit of a legend, Silver Fox. He was somehow got my number and was like, I would like to talk to you and I'd like to put you on West Midlands News. And I was like, West Midlands News, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And he came to school. I only had 20 minutes. I actually legged it out the last 20 minutes of a lesson where I was teaching to do this thing. But it's been a bit chaos since I started. It was not like you said, it ain't a plan. People are like, stand up, what? Comedy, what? Television show, huh? Doesn't make sense. It's still a little bit like that now.
Yeah, man. But that's what makes it so fascinating. Right, next thing.
Well, then, okay, next thing. A steering wheel.
A steering wheel. Okay.
I mentioned to you on the way here about electric cars.
Yes.
And I'd like to think that...
What are we dealing with? You a Tesla man?
It's a little bit of Tesla.
It's a little bit of a Tesla.
Little bit.
Is it a Tesla?
It is a Tesla.
Yeah.
But that's what my missus is driving now, yeah? By the way, footnote, she can't stand it.
Yeah, it's too quiet. My dog's not a fan of my wife's Tesla.
Don't like it.
Well, I think he doesn't like. He's missing a rumble, so he's kind of freaked out. He wants to hear a noise.
Man's got inertia and that. You know what I mean? Moving too quick with.
Yeah.
I get it. So she's got the Tesla. I've got this thing called a Porsche Taycan, and I say this to say this. I don't like showing off, flexing. You know me well enough by now. But the one thing I can get away with in my life flexing is not like we work in a weird business, innit, where people who aren't even into the things that they talk about or flex are into. Like I've met a lot of guys who are into, like my Rolex collection's doing really well at the moment.
Oh,
I'm not trying to give away who it is by the voice, but yeah, amazing. Right? And I'm like, do you know like Rolex? He's like, yeah, not so much. But with cars, even when we didn't have much, I was always synonymous with cars. So it's the one thing I can get away with. If someone sees me driving a nice car,
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, he's fucking been driving them since he was like
Right.
17, 18, because that's what we would put our money into.
Yeah,
Right. So
yeah,
it would be easy. And you could walk into like, not us, but like we'd ask the older guys like, to walk into a showroom with cash and you could just buy the car.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? You couldn't do it with houses, but you do that. So I was always like synonymous with nice cars. So it's kind of the one thing I can, people will be like, Guz, you wanker. But they won't say, oh, there's Guz the wanker in a nice car. But if I started wearing watches or moved to a specific area, they'd be like, oh, you've changed.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you feel that sort of responsibility? Would you ever leave, or is that you?
Bro, I feel it big time. I feel, you were asking like earlier on about the childhood stories, you feel embarrassed. Like,
Yeah.
no, not at all. Fuck it. We're weird little bods. It is what it is. But this stuff I feel really, really weird about.
Yeah.
Like even the concept of doing well and, you know, looking at social mobility as a positive thing
Yeah.
still makes me feel like a prick, bro.
Yeah.
I lived so long, even when things were going well, next to my mum in that row of terraced houses with the hole at the top of the stairs. Man, we're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know, even people who are like, they're like, you're stupid. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
And it's like, I still feel this urge to go back
Yeah. Yeah.
because I want everyone to know we still everyone's good.
Yes.
Nothing changes around here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
And what's that feeling when you get in a nice car? What does that do? As someone, I don't really know. I don't really get cars. Obviously, I can appreciate them. They look nice.
I think 100% it's tied into like a signposting of someone who's done it. So our love of this stuff
Yeah.
came from our uncles and aunties who came here as like first generation immigrants, smashing factories, not like that, smashing that factory, all the hard work, all the really hard graft. And somebody would somehow build himself a business.
Yeah.
And then they would drive through the ends in a shiny Mercedes W140
Yeah.
S500. And you'd be like, oh my God. And uncle would have 7 kids in that car. No one gave a shit at the time, hanging out the back. And the kid, you know, they'd be hanging out the back. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And like, it was so tied in with not even a house because people didn't, even if they did well, they didn't really want to move out the area because you're comfortable.
But isn't it But it's so interesting and so lovely that there's a communal celebration, and it's sort of like like weirdly that's what the Americans have, the American dream.
Yes.
So you were all watching that car because it was a symbol that any of you could get the car.
You could do it,
Yeah.
right? And it would take hard work, and obviously there was that later happened with us lot and our friendship circles is that it started becoming you got to attain that by any means necessary, which on reflection you wish people hadn't have done. But then again, Russ, like that's another thing. Like I find it so hard. Sometimes people ask you for like in conversation in the industry in what's right and what's wrong, yeah. And I'll see people discussing what's right and what's wrong, and I'll be like, fuck, man. If you just come into one of my WhatsApp groups, you'll see lads who are fucking up like badly, but they're sound. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
They would make sure your mum is okay. They'd give her a lift on the way back from the shops if she's got shopping. They're brilliant dads, brilliant partners. And for me, I think like...
It's that phrase, isn't it? I keep saying this a lot. It's tyranny is the deliberate removal of nuance. And it kind of is that thing where we live in a very binary world. And yet everything is complicated, but you never see on the news.
No,
You
you
never
don't.
see someone going, well, it's difficult to draw a conclusion because you can see it from both sides. Back to you with the weather. Do you like it? It just is. It's either this or that. It has to. You have to scream one way or the other. And as with everything in life, there's nuance, there's balances.
I'll give you a specific thing on that, bro. Yeah, which is because I was just thinking, you got me thinking about home. I remember being probably at 18, 19, and there was a group of my mates who were they were just moving, they were selling weed. I don't want that to sound like, but like in our heads for what was going on, I was quite a legitimate like thing that you could do if
Yeah.
you were going to do something within that field, right?
Yeah.
Class A and things that fucking absolutely decimated families. We never really got on with it. And I remember a mate's dad he was swearing, he was using like racial terminology. He was livid that his son was hanging around with like us guys who was not me but involved in that, right?
Yeah.
And I remember one of the lads turned around to me and said, "Yeah, but you smack your missus, don't you?" And he was like, "But that's nothing." And in our heads, it's like the nuance of like, if he'd have said these lot are drug dealers, everyone would have been like terrible people. But also, people within your street know that you're a horrible, abusive guy.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like
Yeah,
when you're talking about this nuance of that was what was going on. But in our heads, you're 10 times worse, bro. How can you lift your hand to your wife? Do you get what I mean? So like,
Absolutely, yeah.
there was no discussion around that stuff. I don't know.
Do you have a specific car that you fantasize about, that you think that is there a world in which when you're in it, it's brand new, you first put your sort of hands on that steering wheel? Is there one?
It's very sexual questions you're asking.
Are you an automatic guy, or would you like to?
I'm just, bro, you make me feel sexy
Okay.
by saying this. You could have said anything about.
Do you know what
people-
I often, you know, when they do those adverts it's with the Swedish voice that goes Volvo, that you see at the cinema, right? I sort of often imagine, because you know, we hear Scandinavia and it sort of feels tectonic, but I will always like. I've just imagined them doing different voices, Volvo, and it's just not working. Or Vuvu, like. But we could, but for whatever reason, the British accent doesn't make cars sexy. So that's why I'm surprised.
No, but just you.
But do you have one? Like, is there? I remember. See, the only time I've ever done this, I bought a BMW Z4.
Oof.
But see, this is the thing, right?
It's cheeky. It's a cheeky, bro. I just want to say,
But this is it.
I wouldn't have associated you with that car.
Well, see, this is what's funny. So I was hungover and I went to Leicester to buy it on a whim in 2009. And I went to buy it, and I quite liked it. It was within days, it had been referred to as the penis. And which I really hated, a hairdresser's car. I hate that. Like,
No, this is rude.
but it's just the implication.
Because
Well, no, but the implication. What's wrong with cutting hair? So like, I just thought it was like, oh, it's a fucking hairdresser. It's like, when did that become a shit job? I was really proud of it, but I realised the car did nothing to me. But I used to see my mate Craig's dad salivating when he looked at the car.
Yeah.
So within a month, I sold it to him half price.
Did you really?
And the joy that I used to get watching this old man drive this car that looked like a penis around town, honestly, it was enough for me. Like, I'm not making that up. Like, it felt good. I mean, I've never said, you know, and if my wife listens to this, I sold it for market value, which is what I said. But I sold it.
Yeah,
I just sold it off price because I felt embarrassed by the car. I know what you mean. It's sort of that. It was when I was living in Leamington at the time. I remember one of the worst things that happened to me when I was in Lem. My first DVD came out, and there was a huge, big poster of my face at the end of our road. And how would anybody believe that I hadn't asked for it? But how could I possibly say, can you put a big poster of me on my street?
Yeah.
And it felt like it's sort of, if you're trying to be normal, you're so embarrassed by your success, but everyone's pleased for you, but you're the one feeling this kind of like, and that's how I felt with the car. I just felt like it consumed me. But listen, this is me. What I want to know, what is the car for you that you, in your fantasy, you sit in, you start it, and that's it?
If the BMW, I don't know what the BMW stands for, whatever it stands for in the German.
Yeah.
If they said to me, come here, we've got this out of cryo chamber, wherever they keep old cars.
Yeah.
And this is a 0 mile, brand new old car.
Yeah.
it'd be a BMW E38 Alpina, and I would absolutely blow my wad in my trousers.
Yeah. What is it about
Oh,
that
my
car?
dick would explode.
That's the advert. What is it about that car? Does it just make you? Does it remind you of a time when success seemed unattainable, and that's what it meant?
1,000% now.
Yeah.
It's 1,000% now. It's the rarity of it. And I won't say the name, but there is one guy who used to rumble around Cov in that car. He had 2 cars. He had one called there was a Lotus Carlton, and he had the private number plate Beast on it. And we used to be like, oh! Bro, he used to come back, everyone was like just moaning every time he drove down the street. Just people hanging their heads out the window. When the Beasts would come in the Lotus Carlton.
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember seeing him once in that E30. Yeah, now everyone was gassed about the Carlton because it was like, look at that car. Yeah. But that E30, but he did something to my soul. It was like a techno violet purple. It's outrageous, the car was. And even in my head, right, if I had the opportunity to buy one, yeah, I should tell you the truth, I say I don't deserve it.
Really?
I swear to God.
Because you didn't feel like you were quite the beast yet?
No. I couldn't. First of all, never deserving of the number plate. Never deserving. What a guy that would. You know how much confidence you have to drive around in a Lotus Carlton, remove all the cats, and just go with a number plate Beast, one incredible human being. Okay? But for me, I don't know if I'll ever be worthy of that car.
No, I think you're right. And
it's got to be a unicorn. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, and it has to be unachievable.
Yeah.
It has to exist somewhere out there.
Yeah, it's mad. Sophia, my daughter, we talked to her, she's looking at it, and somehow a picture of it had come up on some feed. She's like, "Oh, Dad," and she turned it to me, and she's like, "You love that car more than you love me," because my face couldn't hide it. She understood. She's like, "That's why you should never have the car, Dad, because you love it too much." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right."
How old is Sophia?
Sophia's 12.
Oh, do you know that Laura Marling song, Sophia?
I don't know why.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's
I just listen to it.
You should, because it's let me quickly play it. A bit of advertising but given that your daughter is called this, like whenever you're in trouble with her, you can just play this and say, "Hey, I heard the perfect song which sums up how wonderful you are."
She's the best.
But she will absolutely love this. Hang on, this is very, but where is
Are you on Spotify, Apple Music?
Yeah, I don't do that. I only buy stuff because
Really?
I have respect for artists.
Oh.
I just feel there it is. I can't do it.
Yeah, me other.
So that'll just settle her. Let me get to the chorus. It's very gentle. Fuck's sake. I don't know where the bit when he comes in with Sophia, but it's very gentle. He goes, "Oh, Sophia."
You'll be amazed in the edit of this how you found it straight away.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
just why is it in there? But he goes, "Oh, Sophia." It's lovely. It's beautiful.
I want to be completely transparent with you because I like you, my guy. If I play her that song, she's gonna say,
Shit.
"Dad, you're a fanny hole."
You're a fanny.
Fanny, yeah, she'll say you're a fanny hole. You know what? She's rough.
You're a fanny hole.
Probably, yeah.
Jesus.
She's rough. Just tell you why? Because she's been heavily influenced by her grandma, yeah?
Wow.
My mom.
Nobody expects that sentence.
Bro,
My dad's going to call me a fanny hole because she loves hanging out with Nana.
Bro, like, this is a...
Oh, you fucker, that went right.
Good.
Oh, you got me then.
Sorry, bro. It's like, she's so... You're good. Let's get my brother some water.
No, I'm all right.
You all right?
Yeah, man.
Some water.
Fanny hole. So go on.
Yeah, like... They're very powerful in my family, the women.
Yes.
It's so weighted the opposite of what people might assume. That there's me, 3 sons.
Okay.
3 nephews.
Right. And 2 daughters.
1 daughter.
1 daughter.
We as like in a family, we ain't shit. It's incredible.
What? So
we ain't shit.
Does she run the the camp, or does your wife run the camp, or does
Obviously my missus is running that camp day to day.
Yep.
But my sisters run their camps, and everyone defaults back to hijabi Darth Vader, which is my mum.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
She is
She asthmatic or
a little bit.
Yes.
Bastard! No, like, bro.
yeah.
I'm going off tangent, but like,
I'm just imagining Bollywood Star Wars and
Do you get what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Zing-a-ling.
Yeah.
But bro, like, at the end of the day,
I mean, we're stuck on that. That must have been done anyway. Go on.
you're, that is sorry, bro. I've killed all your time.
No. I
Yeah.
just had a text about my Invisalign for the US. I've got a brace. Continue.
So,
And I got to take my dog to have his teeth out later.
why, what happened?
He's got all teeth, and apparently they're rotten, and he's got an abscess. And we got the news, so we have to take him to be sedated. And then the vet said he may not come around.
Don't say that.
What a dilemma!
Why
Yeah,
you say that for?
I know, but you're sort of left with that thing. And my wife is currently with the dog, very worried, and we keep stroking him, but you can't communicate. The tail wags, the tail does not. But the tail is waggling at the minute, so I think it's all right. So that's why when I saw that text, I was like, oh, God, please don't let my dog be dead. But he's all right.
That's serious.
It's pretty massive.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, it feels... No.
You sure?
Absolutely.
No, but I don't want your last memory to be
Fanny
connected with so
holes.
many...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened when he died?
What's his name?
His name's Archie.
Archie, the fanny hole, he's dead.
Honestly.
You get what I mean?
My wife absolutely loves you. And instantly, if she ever sees you, she'll fucking kill you for that.
I'm sorry,
Mate,
I love you, my
yeah.
sister.
You're a dead man. Do you know what I mean? There's certain things you can never come back from. And you just called her dying best friend a fanny hole. You're done, mate. And I'm done too. That's the thing. She'll shoot you. And then I'll be like, yeah, I reckon he deserved that. And then she'll pop
You'll
me.
be getting popped as well.
Couple of dead people because we laughed. Anyways.
Do you remember the Wonder Box?
Yes, the Wonder Box. So what was it? What's the next thing?
The next... Oh! I'll show you this picture. So I want to preface this by saying that if there's anything that I do take serious in this life,
Yeah.
it is, as much as I can, making sure that my family and my friends are like as protected from what we do as possible.
Right.
And this is twofold. One is that when you still live in a place like we do,
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy for everyone to ask you 1,000 questions all the time. So my missus said to me when this first started, if this goes anywhere, then don't get me involved, mate. Okay? You do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll carry on cracking, have a really good family life. We'll do our thing. And so I think we've really managed to do that, right?
Mm-mm.
And when I was thinking about going to church and what influenced me at that time, when you're going from like kid discovering who you are into who you are as a person, because I don't really think I've changed much since, I want to say like 16, 17, 18. I think I was I've pretty much cemented as who I was, right?
Right.
I grew up with two of my cousins. One of my cousins' nickname was Perez, because for no good reason he grew that. Do you
Oh,
remember that?
lovely.
Do you remember that? Do you
I
remember that
certainly
thing?
do, yeah.
What the hell was it? We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But he grew this, and the girl them Skillaci loved it. They were like, "Oh my God, baby, look at his face and that." And we were like, "It's basically a little line of hair." But anyway, he was smashing, handsome boy, very tall. My other cousin that we grew up with had many nicknames. He was called Flamberines.
Flamberines. Yeah.
He was called B. He was called Dopey. And what Dopey had a neurological issue. Listen, man had a neurological issue where his legs would just give up. It would manifest, his legs gave out. Yeah. So for a long time, we'd get a big fight's about to go down. Everyone's lined up, like everyone's Philly shirt, and he'd step forward and then neurological, bow.
Yeah.
He's down, right?
Yeah.
Bro, so many fights stopped because it's like, how you gonna put Flamberines is down. Some of my greatest
when he was on, was he still like, was the top
Oh,
part,
yeah, a bit.
the top part was still fighting?
Yeah, a bit.
Right, yeah.
I tell you, nothing.
As soon as these start again, you're in real trouble.
Bro, We went on log flume.
Which is better than a diving board.
It is true. He went on log flume. He was on there for 4 hours because he'd had a neurological and he couldn't get out. And the person who was meant to get it, we'd gone. We were on different rides now. 2 hours in, we're like, the fuck is flambourines? And we looked up, he was going, ah! He just couldn't. And no one gave a shit. They just left him on the log. They thought maybe the people on the ride was like, this is what we're talking about. Oh, well, bro, this is 20 years ago, longer. They were just like, instead of figure out what's wrong with this young man,
They just put him on.
just leave him on. He was
Yeah.
long time. He was wet. He was soaking wet.
I was just imagining then, can you imagine being behind flambourines in the queue when we first had the COVID jabs? like your brain would just be like, I know, they say it's all bollocks. Jesus Christ, that bloke's legs just went, he's on the floor.
He's got, and I say this now, and this is going to make you sad, I think, because he's no longer with us.
Oh, no.
And when I think about why I do this, yeah, like if he was here now and he could hear us talking about it, he would love it. Okay,
Yeah.
he was a legend. I remember getting a phone call at 3 a.m. from another one of my cousins in Scotland. He goes, "You gotta pick up the phone, man. What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "It's 3 a.m., man." He's like, "It's Flambourines, bro. He's in bad trouble." I'm like, "What happened?" Turns out, Flambourines was in a police station in a blanket. And we got a police station, right? The police officer. I've never seen police officers so happy that someone had been arrested because. So what happened is, he was on the M6 between Birmingham and Coventry, Star City. Yeah?
I know it. I know.
He said to the police that the heater matrix had gone. This can happen, right?
Yeah.
So every window is steamed in the car, in the Polo. And he's crashed into the back of, not the police, but what do they call them on the motorway?
Oh, transport. Yeah. What they called?
Crashed his back.
Yeah.
And when he got out of the car, he was completely naked. Right? Still to the day now, when he was passing away, and he was still cracking us up in them days. We still don't know why. That is who he was. So as weird as you thought I was with the sellotape,
Yeah.
Flambourines was the leader of rogue, renegade behaviors. And the reason why I bring this up in terms of why it's important to me, because my kids are very close to my nieces and nephews, their cousins. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that we as a family put so much effort in because we had so much like love and craziness and fights and from being with our cousins. I think that's the thing that's why I protect them so much. I don't want that to get spoiled. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, you're Guz's kid.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. I just want them to enjoy all that. Like no one knew who the fuck we were. No one cared who we were.
Yeah.
We were able to have so much fun in and amongst each other and have these memories. And so like even periods now, when we shake our heads and think back, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I could do a 10-hour special on this guy, right?
Yeah.
The fact that he isn't here to see this, I just imagine like.
Did he ever get to see you?
Never. No.
Man.
So this happened before any of this started. And he was such an icon in Hillfields in Coventry and our area that I just, everything happens for a reason. So I'm not looking at it like it's that kind of thing. But if he was here and he was on this journey with me, bro, forget me. If I'd have turned the camera on him, he would have been like a star. He couldn't even he couldn't help being the jelly-legged, big-headed guy that he was.
And what happened to him, if you don't mind me asking?
26 years old he was. And I remember he turned up at my house and he knocked on the door. He goes, "I'm not feeling good." And I was like, "Well, you were not feeling good. Because you couldn't take Flambourine seriously." He goes, when I eat and drink, I feel sick." And we're like, "How much weed you been smoking?" We tried to stop smoking all the weed. He's like, no, it's different. And I remember I gave him a glass of water. He looked terrible. I gave him a glass of water. He drank it and he vomited it out. And I was with my other cousin and we were like, just how quickly it happened.
Yeah.
That was really weird. And my cousin went with him in the ambulance that day. And the minute he got to the hospital, like, "You've got stage 4 stomach cancer."
Oh my God.
At 26.
Oh man.
And so, but I tell you what's crazy. I mean, it's a little bit tied into how I suppose we look at the world. It is sad watching one of your best mates, your brother, go through that. Is sad, but it's weird because once he'd accepted that this is a rap,
Mm-hmm.
he loved every moment with the gang.
Mm.
I want to say sorry to Might and Hospice. Might and Hospice should be a very calm place where, where people are seeing out their final days
Yeah.
with their loved ones. We fucked up that place, bro. There was 1,200 brown people, 1 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. The nurses in the end were like, you lot are fucking crazy, but it's good to have this kind of energy. Yeah. And in those moments, like where everyone was like, dopes and flamboyants and this and that, he got like this, maybe I saw in those moments that respect that you always wanted, because people were coming to him in his final moments, in his final days of his. Everybody from the ends, people were getting day release from prison saying, I got to see Flamboyants, bro. He's going. He's not going to be in this world much longer. And it was such an iconic thing to see that when he passed, it was me, Perez, my older cousin, and Flamboyants' his dad was there. And when it happened, just us four there, and it happened, I was like, of course, in the context, it's incredibly sad. But like me and Perez looked at each other like, before he got what what he craved.
Yeah,
he got what he always wanted, which was instead of being the guy when we pulled up to have a fight whose legs would give way, he became the guy that everybody came to see.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. Like for us, I know different things mean different things to people, but when someone gets day release from prison to come and see, it's a big deal. And these were big names in Cov. These were very, notorious guys who were coming to give him a kiss on the head and say, that's that. And so for me, that's something I'd never shared before, but I thought I can't talk about like this box of wonders and the wonder of life without remembering him and remembering what our life was like with him, and now how it's just a little bit, it's a lot more boring without him. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck, it's such a beautiful story, but also it's the truth of death, isn't it? Sometimes that it's that you can't choose the memories that stay.
Yeah,
and the memory it isn't of Flamboyants kind of like led in bed. It's him trying to start a fight and his legs giving way, and that brings you a smile karmically wherever he is. He's smiling. If you want to believe in anything like that, it has to mean, it's that beautiful phrase, no one dies until the memory does.
Wow, yeah.
And if you're clearly never going to run out of stories, and every story is a transport, isn't it, where you're there and you can see him. I felt like I was there. I was at the back. But do you know what I mean? I think it's really important, those things. I don't know, I always think death, so weird. Death is such a weird creator of deep comedy. And I don't know why. Like when my granddad died, my cousin Stu turned up to the funeral wearing a leather jacket, and I don't know why, but like full like Hasselhoff. Everyone's shoulders, that thing, and then you're like, oh man, and then your mum's looking at you, and you're like, and we were carrying granddad, and my brother was like, all my brother said was, nice jacket, Stu, and like it was the tiniest little moment, and we're all there just holding him. And then when my nan died a year later, the fucker rocked up wearing the same jacket, and the whole church just went. But it was the correct thing for that. Do you know what I mean? That weirdly, I've never, and I bet you felt the same when you were at Flamboyant's funeral, and I imagine the story's being told. Yeah. It's when I think it's in those moments of imperfection and stupidity and madness that you realise the privilege to belong to the blood you belong to. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That you just go, this is my blood. I am every one of you maniacs. Yeah. And oddly, we get to represent is such a fucking wanky word, but there's a truth to representing the sort of the genuine deep comedy that exists in those realms. And you, for whatever reason, you have the instrument to play it. It's crazy because like when you think of it like that, you can't think about it because it gets to, you can only in these rare moments when you just go, God, this is an important, vital job, isn't it? But if you think about it like that, how do you exist? Yeah, so it just has to be like, right, silly stories. because if you
you're
get
right.
yeah,
You're right.
fuck me, what a story, man. That was incredible. Let's. Have we got time for one more? I don't know where we go from that.
No, it was.
Is that everything?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Then I can think of no finer way of ending it. Jesus, we ran the gamut there, man.
Bro,
Mate, you started. Let me start. You started by pissing into a VHR, and at the end of it, you told one of the most genuine stories about Brotherhood I've ever heard. I thought you were going to piss on him at the end. I did. I thought, please don't let this be the end. Please, like, do you know what I mean? But my God,
thank you, bro.
that was fucking wonderful. Thank you so much, man.
Bro, listen, I love being in your presence, and I know everyone's busy, but your energies are wonderful, bro.
Thank you, man. The wonderful Guz Khan, ladies and gentlemen.